On February 14, 2018, a gunman opened fire at the Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, killing 17 students and faculty and injuring 17 others. Amidst the chaos and turmoil, there were a number of students, all young and just starting to experience their lives, all afraid of losing them. Now, they could never forget, quote, the sight of blood smeared and dripping all over the floor, and the main thought running through their heads, I'm going to die. Now, don't get me wrong. A school shooting in any shape or form is an absolute tragedy and nobody ever deserves to go through. But lately, there had been a number of similar incidents in America, and this was a sickening trend that was starting to emerge. It wasn't a matter of my personal views. It wasn't even a matter of being a citizen of the world. It was a matter of human empathy and ethics. And for that reason, I couldn't help but feel for all of those people who advocated loud and clear every single time an incident like this took place. Yet the government, all they did was stepped aside and waited for the buzz to die down. But there was something different about this particular event. A 17-year-old, to be precise, by the name of Emma Gonzales. It takes an incredible amount of character and will to get back up from one of the worst experiences a teenager can go through. But not only did she manage to recover from the emotional shock, she immediately went on to give a speech called the We Call BS speech within her local community, raising awareness across millions of people among the world. And that is what gave her the role of a face of youth advocacy across the world due to resilient action. So that got me thinking, why do we not see teens take action on political issues and advocacy more in our world at a time where we have more means at our disposal than any other previous generation on the planet? A quote from The Guardian puts this into perspective. Are we just political airheads, or are we tuned to switch off when the topic arises? The main reason why teens aren't getting involved in political actions is their apathy towards the topic, and this attitude drives a wedge between the personal and political in our lives. We tend to think that political movements are cyclical, that even if we try and take action on a certain issue or advocate, that the same old politicians and the leaders are the ones that are in power, and in the end, they won't do anything about it. This is a sort of cynical mindset, and it is one that we must seek to change. And with that being said, I try to put myself in the shoes of an average teenager and think to myself, what can I do that Emma Gonzalez did to inspire change? And here are 3 ideas that might just set the ball rolling. The first one is to plant the seed of the idea in other people's minds. You might have all these great ideas swirling inside your head, but if you don't express them out loud to other people, they don't exist for them. Before you get caught up in the logistics or the plausibilities of the idea, plant the seed in other people's minds, because that is really what is important. If you think that your ideas or contributions don't matter, this is a really big misconception, because you put your ideas out there, and human beings have naturally been social since our evolution, and so there's always someone willing to listen to your ideas out there. And people have different perspectives and opinions, and they can help you to develop them further. Putting your ideas out there is a very important first step, and I think that teens are very capable of doing it in our modern world. My second idea is quite fundamentally simple, yet important, and that is show and not tell. People are motivated by stories and anecdotes, by emotions and what people have gone through in the past, not by others just directing them with facts and their personal views to think along the same lines as you. In my opinion, this is quite an easy thing to do, and it's something I'm doing right now. I'm using Emma Gonzalez as an example of how people can advocate and what our world is right now and what it could be if we advocate for change. These simple ideas are what engage audiences, and it can go a long way to help start off your political career. My third idea is about upscaling. We shouldn't really go with the mindset to make huge changes on large topics such as gun control immediately. A much more feasible mindset is to go out there with the intention to inform and gather the collective of society to help you. So That's what Emma Gonzalez did, because as soon as she went out and gave her We Call BS speech, she gathered the attention of millions of people across the world. And in the end, after that, she went to give an interview in the Variety magazine, where she was able to spread her ideas on a larger scale. And that culminated to the March for Lives rally, where there were 800,000 people attending in person, and millions more across the world through social media were influenced by her. Emma Gonzalez is a perfect example of how she upscaled her impact and reach. And it proves that any normal teenager who leads a daily life has the potential to make a difference. And that any idea, no matter how big or small, is a step in the right direction, and it can evolve to become something bigger than yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. Political advocacy and advocating for things is not an easy subject, but I think that the three ideas I've presented you with today might just help set the ball rolling. Perhaps what I really want you to think of is, how can I be the next Emma Gonzalez? Thank you.